Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, my name is Nancy. So in our previous class, I taught how to make this high-low kimono top. So if this is something you're interested in learning, I'll be dropping the link in the description box. But in today's class, we're going to be learning how to make these three-quarter pants. So let's get started. For these pants, I'll be making use of a 100% African print fabric, and the amount of the fabric I used is 2 yards. So I've gone ahead to cut out the fabric I need for just the front piece, and I folded the fabric into two. To know the wideness of the fold you need, you're going to divide your hip measurements into four, and then you add extra 5 inches to that. So let's start by drawing a straight line at the top of the fabric so that the selvage end would be equal. So this top part will be the waist of the pants, and because we are going to be inserting an elastic band and a rope into the waist of the pants, we are going to be marking 2 inches from the top here to form an elastic casing. Now what people usually do is that they cut a separate waistband, but in this tutorial I'll be teaching you guys how to cut your waistband together with the pants. So after you've done this, you're going to fold in that 2 inches you marked. Now this would become the new waist, and from this fold you are going to be placing all other measurements. I'll start by placing my hip line, which is 9 inches, and then I'll draw a line across this point I marked. So this is a high waist pant, and from my waist to crouch is 12 inches. Now I'm going to draw a line across this point I marked. Now I'm going to place my tape from the waist to mark the length of my pants. Remember that it's a three-quarter trouser and the length of mine is 33 inches. And then I'm going to add extra 2 inches folding allowance to the hem. So for a straight pants, we are going to be working with the widest part of our body measurement, which is the hip measurement. So I'll divide my hip measurement into 4 plus 1 inch for ease. I'm going to place this measurement on the waist, on the hip line, and on the crouch line. Now I would connect these 3 points together. On the crouch line, I would place my tape measure from this point to the folded side of the fabric to take the measurements. Whatever you get here, you divide it into 4, and this would give you the value for your crouch extension. Now place the tape measure to mark the crouch extension, and then I'll connect it into the straight line using my curved ruler. Make sure that the curve isn't too deep. All right, once you are done with this, you take the measurements you have now from the crouch line again, from the center fold here to the extension. Whatever you get there, you subtract half of an inch, just half of an inch, and then you place that measurement here. I got 13 inches, so I subtracted half, which made it 12.5 inches. I'll place the measurement on the hem, and this is because it's a straight pant. Now I'm going to connect the measurement I have on the crouch to the hem. So I'm done drafting the front piece. Now you're just going to cut out following the direction of the choke. Now you have to spread out the elastic casing at the top to easily slit the sides open. For the back piece of the pants, I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two, and I also made sure that the fabric is wider than the front piece. Now I'm going to go ahead to place the front piece directly on the back piece, making sure that the straight part of the front piece is placed on the center fold of the back piece. And now I also made sure that the waist of the back piece at the top is about 2 inches higher than the waist of the front piece. So this is basically how it should be for now. So let's mark the allowances for ease. So this part is the center back. On the waist I would mark 2 inches. On the hip I would mark 2 inches. Now on the crouch I would mark about 3 inches. For a plus size person, you can mark 3.5 inches. Now I'm going to connect all these points together. So I connected the waist to the hip with a straight line, and then from the hip to the crouch with a little bit of curve. Now on the sides, I'm going to mark 2 inches. On the hem, I would also mark 2 inches. For the waist of the back piece to sit properly, you need to add 1 inch at the top here. So you need to raise the back piece by 1 inch. 1 inch is just okay since would be inserting elastic all through the waistline. Then you connect this point into the waistline on the side of the front piece. Now you go ahead to cut out your back piece. So this is basically how easy it is. So for now, let's take out the front piece. For the back piece, I'm going to stitch the crouch by half of an inch, and then I would slit the side of the fold open. I think I missed that initially. So just make sure you slit the side open. Then you stitch the crouch of the back piece, just the back piece. After stitching on the crouch of the back piece, this is how it should be. So I'm going to keep this aside so that we can focus on the front piece. So let's work on the pocket. On the side of the waist here, I'll come in to mark 2 inches for the width and 9 inches for the depth. Now I'm going to connect both the width and the depth with a slant line. So once you have done this, you are going to cut this part out. For the measurement of the pocket, the width is 16 inches while the length is 15 inches. Now you are going to be cutting two pieces. Once you have cut the second piece, you should place each pieces on each other. Now you are going to bring the front piece to place it on the pocket this way. So make sure that the waist of the pocket is at the edge of the pocket from the width length. Then you cut out the shape of the pocket opening on the side. Once you've done this, you spread out the front piece into two. You place each side of your pocket. Let's work on one pocket. You should be able to do the second one if you are familiar with my videos, or even if you listen better. So just place the right side of the pocket on the right side of the front piece to stitch this side that has a pocket opening by half of an inch. So after stitching the slant part, which is the pocket opening, you are going to flip the pocket below the front piece this way. Then you place it in such a way that the pocket is equal. Can you see the sides of the pocket should be equal? Now I'm going to give the pocket a quick press, and then remember the part we cut out initially from the front piece, which was the 2 by 9 inches. I'm going to place it on this side after the pocket opening to trim out the excess. Once you've done this, you're going to pin the pocket properly so that it doesn't shift. After pinning, you would raise only the front piece and stitch the edges of the pocket opening at the bottom by half of an inch. So I'm going ahead to stitch the bottom of the pocket, and this is how it should be. Now at the top of the waistline, I'm also going to stitch by half of an inch to secure the top of the pocket. So I'm done making the pocket, and I've also made the pocket for the other side of the front piece. Now I'm going to place the front piece on each other, right side to right side facing each other. And the method we are using to stitch the crouch area is quite different because of the elastic that will be inserted into the waist. From the top of the waist here, I'll place my tape measure to mark 2.5 inches. And then from this point I marked 2.5 inches, I would give a space opening of just 1 inch. So I marked 2.5 inches, and after that point I marked 1 inch spacing. So that opening, that spacing, that 1 inch I marked is where the elastic will be passed through. Now I'll make a straight stitch from the top of the waist and stop stitching at that 2.5. I'll leave a space of 1 inch, and then I'll continue stitching after the 1 inch to the end of the crouch. So when you spread out the seam, you'll notice the 1 inch opening you made. Now from the waist, I would place my tape to mark 4.5 inches downwards. This is because I want to use this 4.5 inches as a guide in knowing where to stop stitching. So you head over to the sewing machine to stitch the edges of the seam allowance. And after stitching, this is how it should be. Can you see? The reason I'm doing this is that when you insert your elastic, if you don't stitch that seam allowance, it will be difficult for the elastic to pass through. Now it's time to stitch both the front piece and the back piece. So this is my back piece here. I'm going to open this up and then place the front piece directly on it, right side facing each other. You'll notice that the front piece is smaller than the back piece, and that is basically how it should be. All you need to do is to align the sides equally, then you stitch by half of an inch. You do the same thing on the other side of the pants to stitch by half of an inch. Now the next step is to align the crotch area on each other. Then you stitch the edges by half of an inch as well, following the direction of my finger. After stitching, turn the trouser to the right side of the fabric. So let's work on the elastic casing. I'm going to spread out the waist of the pants this way, and from the waistline I would mark 2 inches all around the waist on the wrong side of the pants. Take note of that. This is because I added 2 inches for the elastic casing when I was drafting earlier. Now what I'm going to do is to use that 2 inches line I marked as a guide in folding the waist of the trouser. So while folding the waist of my trouser, I would use the iron to secure the fold. Alright guys, I'm done ironing the waist of the trouser. Now I'm going to head over to the sewing machine to stitch the edges of the fold. I'll fold it by half of an inch inward to stitch all around the waist. After stitching, this is how the waist should be. You can see how neat it is. Now on the center front, you've noticed the opening, that 1 inch opening we made initially. So this is where the elastic and the rope would be passed in through. But before doing that, let's secure the hem of the pants. Now I've gone ahead to fold my trouser into two, and remember that when we were drafting we had it 2 inches as a folding allowance on the hem. So I'm going to mark these 2 inches from the hem and use this as a guide in folding the hem of my trouser. So I'm going to give the fold a quick press and also repeat the same folding process on the second leg opening. After folding the hem, you'd head over to the sewing machine to stitch the edges of the fold in by half of an inch all through. Once you are done with this, the final step is to insert both your elastic band and the rope into the opening at the center front. So I'll use my pin to hold both the elastic and the rope and then insert it through the opening at the center front. Now you'll notice that I didn't take the measurement of the elastic, so there are different ways to go about it. In order not to waste much time, I've gone ahead to insert the elastic of camera, and once you've done that, just adjust the elastic in such a way that the waist of the pants isn't too tight. Now you're going to cut out the excess elastic and then you use your pin to hold down the elastic. After pinning the elastic, you head over to the sewing machine to stitch it together by half of an inch, and after stitching you have to adjust the elastic in such a way that that stitching you made wouldn't be showing at the center front, so it would be hidden basically. Now this is the final outcome. Thank you for watching to the very end, and I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, share and like my tutorials. See you in my next tutorial.